Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Math Made Easy with Terry in 10 minutes. So we're going to talk about making the subject with formula that have roots and fractions, okay? So like I always say, it's important you review previous video and review the concept of cross multiplication, taking both sides of the power and all those concepts we've talked about earlier. Now, before I proceed, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you've not clicked the notification bell, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please do so that when I post new videos, you'll be the first person to know. All right, so let's get straight into this. And also, another thing you need to keep in mind is that try to review my video on indices. It will also come handy here. So how you convert some different kinds of questions, like if you have square root of x, you know in indices it's going to be x raised to the power half, okay? When you have things like cube root of x, it's going to be x raised to the power 1 over 3. When you have cube root of x squared, it's going to be x raised to the power 2 over 3. All right, so we talked about all this in the laws of indices. So please go to my the playlist and select laws of indices and get very conversant with it. All right, so let's get started here. All right, so we have this. So we're told to make x the subject of the formula in each of the following. Okay, make x the subject of the formula in each of the following. So number 1, all right, so we have y divided by square root of x is equal to 5 plus z divided by p, all right? So we need to get rid of the square root, okay? And also we need to get rid of the fractions as well. So what I always advise is that when you have stuff like this, there are two things that can come to mind. If you want to complicate this, you can decide to do rationalization, but it's going to make it more worse. What you can do, you can just multiply both sides by the fractions here. So you're going to multiply this by p and square root of x. Are you seeing it? Multiply this by p and also square root of x. And multiply this by p and also square root of x. So by this way, you're going to get rid of the fractions. Can you see? So, and then this is going to give us p times square root of x multiplied by y over square root of x will give you p times square root of x multiplied by 5 plus p times square root of x multiplied by z over p. All right, so better still, I can write this with red so you know that that is what I'm multiplying with. Okay, so for those that are taking notes, it will be easy for you to figure it out. Okay, so we have p multiplied by square root of x, and also we're gonna have here, we're gonna have also p multiplied by square root of x. Okay, so square root of x will cancel this, okay, and p will cancel this. Then after that, what you're gonna have then is that you have p times y will be equal to p times square root of x times 5 is plus square root of x times z. So it's going to give us py is equal to 5p square root of x plus z, okay, square root of x. All right, so the next thing, I can factorize here, and I can take square root of x out. So we're going to have py will be equal to the common factor here, square root of x. And then when I have what? 5p plus z. Now, the next thing is that I'm going to divide both sides by square root of x, sorry, by 5p plus z to make square root of x to be alone, all right? So I'm going to divide both sides by 5p plus z. Are you seeing it? So all this will cancel this. Then we're going to have p y divided by 5p plus z is equal to square root of x. Now you have to convert, because we're looking for x, we're not looking for square root of x, so you have to convert this to index form. So you're going to have, it's going to be equal to x raised to the power half, that's square root of x, is going to be py divided by 5p plus what? Z. Now to get rid of this half, I'm going to multiply both sides by what? 2. Are you seeing it? So that means this will cancel out this, because half times 2 will give you 1. And then this will now give you, it will be equal to x will be equal to py over 5p plus z, all what? Squared. Are you seeing it? So therefore, we can now say x will be equal to py over 5p plus z, all squared. Or you can prefer, you can also say that this is the same thing as saying, you can say it as x, you can say as what? X is equal to py squared over 5p plus z all squared. All right, and that will be the answer for that. Okay, so it's just the same thing, but now we're applying the laws of indices as well as we're also simplifying as well. All right, so let's solve more questions. All right, so let's solve another one. Here we have p minus square root of x divided by b is equal to b over p plus 7 divided by c. Okay, so as usual, I want to get rid of all these fractions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply through by bbc. So I'm going to multiply this by bbc. I'll multiply it by bpc. And I also multiply all this by what? bpc. So this way, I can now sort it out. So p minus square root of x divided by b will be equal to b over p, or let's put it this way, ppc minus multiplied by b over p plus bpc multiplied by 7 over c. Okay, so so because of students take note, I'm going to write this ones in red so they will know that is the additional one we're referring to here. Okay. Okay, so if we go now, so that means this b is going to cancel this, p will cancel this, and c will cancel that. Okay, then we then have pc multiplying p minus square root of x divided equal to, so pc times b plus bp times 7. And this is going to give us b squared c plus 7bp. And it's going to give us pc, p minus square root of what? X. The next step, I need to get rid of the pc because I want to make x the root of the formula, okay? So I can divide both sides by pc. So this will cancel that, c will cancel this, and p will cancel this. Then we're going to have p minus square root of x is equal to p squared over p plus 7b over what? C. Okay. Now I need to get rid of this p. So I'm going to subtract p from both sides, okay? So all of them, I'm going to subtract p from both sides. So we're going to have we then have p, then minus p, then minus square root of x will be equal to p squared over p plus 7b over c minus p. Now this will cancel out. Then we're going to have minus square root of x will be equal to b squared over p plus 7b over c minus what? P. Now to get rid of this minus, I'm going to multiply both sides, everything by minus 1. So minus 1, I multiply this by minus 1, and I multiply by minus 1. Okay? So it's going to give us this. We then have multiply by minus 1 is going to give us square root of x. Multiply by minus 1 is going to give minus b squared over p. Then multiply by minus 1 is going to minus 7b over c. Minus times minus will give you plus p. So, but we're looking for x, not square root of x. So what we're going to do, we'll convert this to index. So the same thing as x raised to the power what? Half is equal to minus b squared over p minus 7b over c plus p. Now to get rid of this half, I'm going to raise both sides to what? 2. Are you seeing it? So this will cancel that. So it's going to give you, it will now become x will be equal to minus b squared over p minus 7b over c plus p all what? Squared. And that will be the answer for that. Okay, so you just keep going. When you multiply all the variables, or when you're subtracting, dividing, you divide all the variables as well. And you also know how to convert to index form, which is very, very appropriate for questions like this. Okay. All right. So I'm going to solve one more. Let me just throw in one more, which will be the last one for this. Okay. Then I'm going to go to the next video. Okay. So let's assume we have this one here. We have the cube root of x divided by a squared minus b squared divided by c squared is equal to 1. All right. And we were told to make x the subject of the formula. All right. So similarly, like I always say, I'm going to remove the fractions. I don't like working with fractions. So I'm going to multiply both sides by a squared c squared. Are you seeing it? So I'll multiply through by a squared c squared. Multiply this by a squared c squared. And multiply this by a squared and what? C squared. So that will now give me a squared c squared. Now all this multiplied by the cube root of x divided by a squared minus a squared c squared. Okay. Multiplied by b squared divided by c squared will be equal to a squared c squared, okay, multiplied by what? 1. So a squared will cancel a squared here. C squared will cancel c squared. So we're going to have we then have c squared cube root of x minus a squared b squared will be equal to a squared c squared. All right. So I need to get rid of this a squared b squared. So I'm going to add a squared b squared to both sides. Are you seeing it? So it's going to give me c squared cube root of x minus a squared b squared plus a squared b squared will be equal to a squared c squared plus we have a squared b squared. So a squared b squared, this will cancel out, okay? Then we're going to have c squared cube root of x is equal to a squared c squared plus a squared b squared. Now the same thing, I need to get rid of this c squared. Then I'll divide both sides by what? C squared. Are you seeing it? So when you divide both sides by c squared, so this c squared will cancel this c squared will cancel that. Then you then have so you're going to have cube root of x will be equal to a squared plus a squared b squared divided by what? C squared. Now, we're looking for x, not the cube root of x. So we're going to convert this to index form. Okay? So cube root of x is the same thing as saying x raised by 1 over 3 is equal to a squared plus a squared b squared over what? C squared. Now, in order for us to remove this, we're going to multiply raise both sides to the power of what? 3. Are you seeing it? So this will cancel that. Then we now have x will now be equal to a squared plus a squared b squared over what? C squared all raised to the power what? 3. And that will be the answer for that. Okay, so you see, you just have to systematically follow suit and just follow it. When you're multiplying, you multiply both sides, you multiply all the variable on both sides. When you're adding, you add to both sides. When dividing, you divide all variables on both sides until you have the variable you want to be alone on one side. All right. So the next one, we're going to talk about how do we make solutions of the formula when we have roots and powers, okay? When we have roots and power, and how do we go about it? So please make sure you subscribe and you click the notification bell so that when I post the next video, you'll be the first person to know. All right, so see you soon.